Duterte is not as good as how his supporters describe him to be. But he is also not as bad as how his detractors want him to be or describe him to be. The point is, Mr. President, we can go back and forth about history, but the wheels of justice is moving, whether here in the country or in the ICC. Having said that, I know three things. One, you are presumed innocent until you're proven guilty. And all human rights activists will say yung humanitarian treatment. But my point is this, it is not against the tenets of human rights to allow any person, especially a former president of the country, to be under house arrest, especially in the condition of President Duterte, who is 80 years old. Well, at least when he was brought there, he was mentally strong. I don't really know how he is now. Can you imagine how President Duterte is coping now? So I'll oversimplify the resolution, and I know members of the Senate, especially the minority, will also speak. No? Ang appeal lang po is humanitarian treatment, and ang appeal po is that we do it as a country. So first step ang Senate, but I'll use this podium to appeal to Malacanang. Might disagree very much with the Dutertes now, with all his children or most of his children, with some of his grandchildren, with people who claim to be Duterte diehard supporters. But again, balik tayo sa humanitarian. Pag tinakpan natin yung pangalan o yung mukha niya at ganun yung sitwasyon, tutulong ba tayo o hindi? And again, hindi ko po binababa yung temperature. Human rights is important. All these issues should be threshed out, and it will be threshed out in the ICC. So, but one thing we don't want to do, no, is to see former president suffer as if it is a punishment when he has not been convicted. So, Mr. President, this is not only for him, but it is for us as a nation. I cannot imagine what the country will do if something, I don't want to say it, but if something happens with him in the detention center at wala man tayong ginawa. So, I'd like to thank you, Mr. President, the Majority Leader. I'd like to thank our colleagues that we took this up today, but I'd like to appeal to the palace na pag-aralan din nila. Just on the humanitarian, ang punto dito, he's a citizen of our country, 80 years old, he needs medical attention, he needs his family, he needs people to talk to. So thank you for this opportunity, Mr. President, and may I defer naman to the Majority Leader who will also sponsor this measure. Thank you, Mr. President.